she's in her element. Today, I am going to show you how to take a thrifted find and turn it into a fabulous front door hanging sign. I happened to have been at Savers the other day, and I actually came across a monogrammed L circular sign. Now, L is the initial of my last name, so of course I just had to purchase it. It was a great buy. A little rough shape, needs new paint, and it needs to have a hole filled in it. But I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it when I saw it. And using items I already have in my own craft supply collection, I am going to turn this into a gorgeous front door piece. Let me show you how. I picked up this monogram L at the thrift store for $3.99, and it has a price tag on it from the Christmas tree shop for $16.99. So I'm already ahead of the game. But it had a little screw in here that this hole needs to be filled in, and it needs a nice coat of white paint on it as well. Something to bring it back nicely, because it's just kind of dirty. But I think this is gonna make an amazing front door sign. And I'm super excited to get this started. So first things first, let's fix this hole, sand it out, and give it a good coating with some white paint. This actually had crusty wood glue I needed to scrape off and sand so that then I could proceed to fill in the hole. You have to make sure you wipe off all the dust before you paint. Now to just give it a good coat of some white satin spray paint so that it can look fresh, clean, and new for everything that we're going to do to this. Very simple, easy thing. One coat is all it's going to take, and it will look like new again. Okay, the L is nice and dry, and it looks much better than it did when we started. So what I did is I went through my ribbon and I picked out this particular one, and I just made a bow because I don't want anything super fancy on this for as far as a bow goes. And it's a wired ribbon, which I love because you can bend them and, you know, make them pretty and whatnot. So just a little bow to go. Then I also went through my greeneries that I have. I always buy them when they're on sale and when they're on clearance. And I had some of those left as well. Basically, I'm just gonna decide how I want to position these on the wreath. Which I'm kind of thinking like that, leaving room for the bow to go right in there. And then we'll tuck some greens in and call it a day. So that is how we're gonna do it. All right, so I want the L to be quite visible. So I'm actually thinking something along that line would look good. But you have to leave room for it to hang. So the first thing we need to do is take our wire snips, and we're just gonna snip this down. And it's not going to be easy, it's going to be hard because we're going through a lot. Especially if you have arthritis, this doesn't feel very good. Whoo-wee, that was tough. Let me take our tag off. So we got that one done. And let's get this one done as well. It's just hard. There. Perfect. So then those will go like that. Now I'm also going to tuck some of this leftover heather here and there. So I'm gonna actually snip off some more pieces from this leftover pick I have. Super easy. I always try to buy floral picks when I find them on sale and put them aside, and I just find it great to have in my craft stockpile. So when I decide to do a project like this, I'm not scrambling to find the supplies. So now that I kind of have an idea of where I want to place these, which again is going to be similar to that, and I'm going to leave the space here, which again the bow will occupy in that space. I am going to just use my hot glue gun, put some hot glue on there, and I am going to just lay that strip right in there. Just gonna do it again with this one, and I'm gonna kind of overlap this one a bit. Let me see how I want to do this. I'm gonna bend these a little to go with this curve. Right there like that. So again, we're just gonna put some hot glue down. And then we're gonna lay a strip right in there. And I'm not worrying about gluing down these ends and every piece associated with it. That's not anything we have to worry about. You can if you want. If you want to put a touch of glue right there, you certainly can, and I might after. But for right now, I'm gonna place the bow so I just have an idea. And I want to start figuring out where I want the pops of lavender to come. I don't want too many. I just want some nice touches of the lavender in there. Another piece. See what we've got going on here. I'm actually kind of thinking something like that. I think that actually looks really pretty and just not over the top. I took my bow out of there, and I'm gonna actually place some of the lavender where I want it to go. So like that. And then I'm gonna put it directly on here. Put that one in and that one in. Now we're gonna put this one in, a little bit of bend. Yeah. So, some glue in this corner. That. Put some on this one. Oh, need a glue stick. There we go. And we are going to just slide that kind of like that. And I'm using the leaves to cover the stems because the bow is going to cover this centerpiece. Now I've got my pieces down and I'm just going to hot glue the bow in place. Let's see which, make my loops even-ish. And there. Go. Get our bow in there. Crinkle up the tails a little bit. Give them a little life. Everything is glued in place and I think it looks super pretty. I love it. From Drab to Fab for under $10. Remember, this was $3.99 at Savers. I had everything, but at some point, obviously, I purchased it. I just don't recall for how much because I typically buy things on sale or clearance. So I would say this is definitely less than $10 for a gorgeous wreath for my door. Well, it's not a wreath, it's a monogram, and I love it. Let's put it up. Beautiful. I am truly happy with how this came out. I think it looks amazing. This is just a simple way to take a thrifted find and turn it from drab to fab. I hope this has inspired you as well to get your creative juices flowing and create something beautiful for your own front door for spring. You don't have to spend a fortune to do it. Matter of fact, you could probably use items you already have. Change up a wreath that you might already have existing, put a different bow on, maybe add some little floral picks to it that you can change throughout the seasons. You don't have to spend $1 million is the point. This is my thrifted find that I turned from drab to fab, and I love it. I want to thank you for joining me this week, and if you're new to my channel, you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on anything homemade, recipes, gardening, you name it. You might want to consider hitting that bell so I can continue to bring you content on anything and everything from my home. Once again, thanks for stopping by the homestead. I hope you enjoyed your visit, and I'll see you real soon.